Have you ever felt invisible in the rooms that matter most? The spaces where your ideas should echo, but instead dissolve into silence? This feeling isn't random. It follows patterns older than memory itself. By the end of this journey, you'll recognize the subtle ways you've been surrendering your power, and how to reclaim it. Comment below with, "I refuse to be invisible," if you've ever felt dismissed in spaces where your voice should matter. I read every comment, and sometimes the most profound journeys begin with a single declaration. We avoid the truth about respect because it contradicts everything we've been taught. The painful reality is that respect isn't earned through kindness or competence alone. It emerges from something deeper, something primal that others sense in you before you even speak. The absence of this quality explains why brilliant people remain unheard. Your talent means nothing if you cannot command the room. Your kindness becomes weakness if not balanced with strength. This is the first illusion we must shatter. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this paradox better than most. He wrote, "The noble soul has reverence for itself." This wasn't arrogance, but recognition that self-respect precedes all external validation. What Nietzsche discovered through his study of power dynamics was revolutionary. Respect isn't given to those who deserve it, but to those who expect it as their natural right. The world responds not to your merit, but to your self-conception. The way you perceive yourself creates invisible ripples that others instinctively detect and respond to. This philosophical reframe shifts everything. The pursuit of respect transforms from an external campaign to an internal revolution. The battlefield isn't out there, it's within. The first sign you'll never be respected, you prioritize being liked over being respected. This distinction creates an unbridgeable chasm between you and genuine influence. When we hunger for approval, we bend ourselves into shapes that please others. We become mirrors reflecting what others wish to see, losing our form in the process. This shape-shifting self becomes transparent to those with power. They see through your accommodations, your careful word choices, your strategic agreements, all shadows of authentic presence. Consider how often you've swallowed your truth to maintain harmony. Each time, you carve away another piece of your substance, becoming more ghost than person. The mirror of likability distorts your reflection until you no longer recognize yourself. You become a collection of responses rather than a source of original thought. Nietzsche would call this slave morality, defying yourself by others' expectations rather than your own values. The respected person operates from master morality, self-defined principles. The fire of authentic presence burns away the need for universal approval. When you speak from this center, some will disagree, even dislike you. But all will acknowledge you. Imagine standing in a room, grounded in your truth, untroubled by disagreement. This presence registers as strength. Not domination or aggression, but the quiet certainty of self-knowledge. The second sign manifests in how you speak, not your words, but the invisible currents beneath them. Your voice reveals whether you believe yourself worthy of attention. Listen closely to those universally respected. They pause before speaking. They allow silence where others rush to fill empty space. They trust their words deserve the room's patience. Your speech betrays your self-valuation. Rushing words signal fear that your time to speak might be revoked. Qualifiers like just and sorry telegraph that your thoughts require apologies. The desert of uncertain speech stretches between what you know and what you say. In this barren space, your ideas lose their vitality before reaching others' ears. Words are vessels carrying not just thoughts but power. When delivered with certainty, even simple statements land with weight. When undermined by doubt, even wisdom sounds tentative. Epictetus, born a slave who gained immense respect, taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Your voice is within your power. Its strength comes not from volume, but conviction. Practice speaking as if each word matters, because in the mathematics of respect, they do. The third sign reveals itself in physical space, how your body occupies the world. The respected person embodies the ancient concept of timinos, sacred space that surrounds them. Watch how respect manifests physically. People step back slightly when the respected enter. They pause before interrupting. These micro-movements aren't conscious. They're instinctual recognitions of presence. Your body speaks before your words. Collapsed posture signals submission. Constant movement betrays anxiety. Making yourself smaller, crossed arms, hunched shoulders, telegraphs unworthiness of space. The ocean of human interaction flows around those with presence. They don't demand attention through domination, but command it through embodied self-respect that creates natural gravity. This isn't performance, but integration. The body reflects inner certainty. When you truly believe your presence matters, your physical self aligns with that truth without conscious effort. The philosopher Simone de Beauvoir understood this embodied power. She wrote that existence precedes essence. We become what we repeatedly do and how we present ourselves. Your body remembers every time you surrendered your space. It carries this history into each room. Reclaiming your physical presence requires reprogramming these unconscious patterns. Stand as if you belong exactly where you are. Move deliberately, without rushing. Allow your gaze to be steady, neither dominant nor submissive. These aren't tactics but expressions. The fourth sign lies in your relationship with boundaries, the invisible lines that define where you end and others begin. The consistently disrespected have porous, shifting boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, but membranes, selectively permeable. They allow connection while maintaining integrity. Their absence creates not closeness, but confusion, as others cannot locate your essential self. Watch how the respected respond to demands. They consider requests against internal values, not external pressure. Their yes carries weight because their no is equally possible. Your boundaries reveal whether you believe your time, energy, and attention have value. When you defend these resources, you silently declare your worth without a single word. The storm of others' needs will always rage. Without boundaries, you become weather-beaten, shaped by external forces rather than internal direction. The respected stand firm amid these winds. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." This Stoic insight illuminates boundary setting. It's not about controlling others, but mastering your responses. When you decide what deserves your energy, you reclaim sovereignty over your life. Consider how often you said, yes, when your soul whispered, no. Each compromise erodes respect, both from others and, more critically, from yourself. This erosion happens silently. The strategic impact of reclaiming these four areas creates ripple effects beyond personal dignity. It fundamentally alters how others respond to your presence in the professional arena. When you speak with conviction, people instinctively listen. Not because your words are necessarily more valuable, but because they carry the weight of someone who values themselves. Your boundaries create clarity in relationships. People know where they stand with you. This certainty feels like solid ground in a world of shifting sands. It builds trust. Your physical presence changes the energy of rooms you enter. People make space for you not out of fear but recognition. Your self-respect becomes a silent ambassador. Your willingness to be respected rather than merely liked transforms conflict. Disagreements become exchanges of ideas rather than threats to harmony. This authenticity inspires rather than alienates. The paradox of respect reveals itself. When you need it least, you receive it most. When validation becomes unnecessary to your sense of self, it arrives unbidden. If these ideas resonate with you, consider subscribing to continue this journey of philosophical exploration. These ancient wisdom traditions offer modern solutions to our deepest human struggles. The path to respect isn't found in techniques or manipulations. It emerges naturally when you address the root cause, your relationship with yourself. Everything else is symptom, not source. Nietzsche's warning wasn't that you might never be respected. His deeper caution was that without self-reverence, external respect would never satisfy the hunger it's meant to address. The masks we were seeking approval eventually become our faces. The respected person removes these masks, revealing something rarer and more valuable, an authentic human being. Your journey toward respect begins with a single recognition. You already possess the inherent dignity you seek to have acknowledged. External respect merely confirms what you already know. In the silence between who you've been and who you're becoming lies your greatest power. This transformative space holds infinite potential for reclaiming your natural authority. The philosopher Krishnamurti said, "Freedom is found in the choiceless awareness of our daily existence." Your freedom to be respected lives in this awareness of how you show up. Begin today. Speak one sentence without undermining yourself. Stand in one room without apologizing for your presence. Set one boundary without explanation. These small revolutions create lasting change. The respect you seek has always been within your reach. Not as something to achieve, but as something to remember. You were born worthy of being seen, heard, and valued. This remembering isn't instant but iterative. Each time you honor yourself, you clear ancient pathways back to your natural dignity. This journey isn't about becoming someone new, but remembering who you are. The greatest sign you'll be respected isn't found in others' responses, but in your own. When you no longer measure your worth through external validation, you've already arrived.